Hello everyone, welcome to our video on Pandas data frame. In this video, we will be solving unsolved questions from our recommended textbook. That is your NCERT textbook on information practices part 2. And we'll be referring the chapter questions from the chapter that is uh, Pandas 1. In this video, we will be working with multiple datasets including the sales dataset to practice our skills in working with data frames and to effectively utilize its common functionalities that range from displaying row and column labels to slicing and indexing. In this video, we'll go through many of these questions and try and solve it step by step. So let us get started. We will start with a simple exercise where we will take we'll create a series data frame and then we'll try and access and manipulate it in several ways. Now here you can stop the video for a moment and read through the questions. I can expand this screen a bit for easy readability. So this is the fifth question in your textbook, which is talking about creating following series and then solve this set of questions that are given. The first one is create a series which is English alphabet or ENGALPH with all the 26 elements as values and default index values. So as you know, what utility we have. So what we'll do is several of these are very straightforward. So we have already kind of done some groundwork, and rather than slowly typing and having this video very long in duration, we will just walk through and look at the output for several of these questions, while some of the more involved one and the one having certain corner cases, we will do solve them live. So what you can do here, you have to assign you have to assign all the alphabet from A to Z, right? One way of doing it, you can set up a loop, right? Where you can find the starting, as you know, in a sky notation between 0 and 255, these alphabets, if you're looking for capital, they will come from, I think, 65th till 91st one. So you can set up a simple linked list loop where for numbers in that range, you can take character part of it and you have your data ready. Another very simple option that will give you the same marks is type all the alphabets from A till Z. So that will be your data. Then the second one will be your index, which in this case uh, we want actually default index, which means that it will by default have something between 0 to 25. You got the idea what we have to do. Once we create your data, you can simply call pd.series and then provide it the data, input data for about 26 element, and then you don't have to do anything, right? Because index is not labeled here, right? So if you simply execute this statement that you see here, right? Uh, your English alphabet will have, let us print it and see what output we are getting. So let's print it, and this is what that we are talking about, right? So in range from 65 to 91, this is the alphanumeric number for capital A starting at 65, and Z ending at Z because the next 26 that we are taking, and we have simply set up a uh, X here will be numbers starting from 65 till 90, and then we are taking character part of it, right? And if simply we pass it in a PD series. So if you see, the output here is default 0 till 25, right? We are going to have our English alphabet. Okay, let's move ahead. So the second question is vowels having 5 elements, where label you want to give is A, I, E, O, U, and all the 5 values set to 0. The very very simple case, what you can do, uh, you can actually assign in period or series, right? So since it is just 5, you can get it done, um, vowels, right? So what you can do, PD dot series, and we are here, we are talking about option B, right? It is actually there below as well. So if you want, you can, or let me actually kind of so what we'll be doing here is our vowel is going to be PD dot series, where you will give your items as all 0, right? Very simple one. And then it is saying that your index is going to be A, right? And then E, and then I, then O. In interest of time, we'll be skipping several of these sub parts. So what you can do is if you see any issues, uh, you can actually comment in, you can comment in comment section, and we'll try and respond to that, right? So simply if you print vowels, uh, right, so we have all these things, right? A, 0, E, and everything. And since we are creating it through PD series, your answer is through 60 of 64 bits. 64 bytes, right? Now, C is, create a dictionary with your roll number and all. You can gather the data and try in a dictionary format. What you need to do, you can set up your dictionary as roll numbers and name, and then it is asking that uh, and first name as keys, right? So their first name as keys and then roll number as a second, right? Okay. Empty series, right? Uh, so assume that empty series is an empty series, or create an empty series. So to create an empty series, what you can do, you simply call pd.series without any data set, and it will create an empty. So we are talking about this question, and to check whether it is empty or not, you can call dot empty. Next question is interesting. Month days from NumPy array having the number of days in the 12 month of a year. Again, several ways you can actually utilize some libraries to get specific days. Since it is not specifying an year, so you can skip the idea of leap year, or you can actually straight away provide 12 data points. So 31, 30. That's what that I have done in this case, right? And then your labels, you can actually use functions like range to get numbers between that and set it up as an index. So what I'm talking about, if you look at the in case of in, is you can have your month day, right? You can have your month day like this, and then you can call your pd.series with index, where index is number for number in range 1 till 13. So this will actually be numbers from 1 till 12, right? So that's what the question was asking. So 1, you see January 31, Feb 29, that kind, right? We looked at several variation of creating, a series data set. We left one for your exercise where you can take look at your friend's name and roll number and create it assembly, from the assembly, right? So some repetition because we tried making it. Now it is saying that set all the values of vowels to 10, right? So to set all the values of the vowels to 10, what you can do? Um, you have to use some of those, indexing related things, right? So what was your vowels? Your vowels is uh, okay, all zero, right? Now it is saying that get this right. Let us aggregate it here. It's taking a bit of time. Okay. So set all the value of vowels to 10, right? We saw that it is all set up. How you can do it? Inside the column, right? You can specify all this to a particular value, and then you can check whether your vowels is set up, right? So you are getting all of that to 10. Divide all of this by 2, right, and print, right? So what you can do for that? You can simply use the operation 2, right? You've got all 5 and everything. Create another vowel one having 5 element with index this and having values 2, 5, 6, 3, 8. So how you can create another one? We have actually covered it for you. So you can simply say your data is 25638, index is AEIOU, and then actually you can call period or series on top, right? You can print it and you can get the. The next one it is saying is add vowels and vowels on and assign the result to vowels 3, right? So how you can do it? Vowels 3 is equal to vowels plus vowels 1, right? So some of these, since we actually didn't had, uh, what is our vowels? Our vowels is this. What is our vowels one? Vowels one is 25638. So if you want, so to add them, right? You can add them like this. And if you have to assign it to 3, you can do it like this, right? Simple arithmetic operation. And then if you want to print, you can actually print on top of that. Um, So reason for right now, right? So what we have done is we have already modified the vowels to capital A, E, I, O, U. That's why you are seeing it. I think let us look at this one. So the reason it is actually giving you NAND because we have actually already executed this particular. Otherwise, it will get it added, right? Okay. Now let us actually try some of these things, right? The third part of your question. So here it is asking that here's the dimension, size, and values, right? So your English alpha, right? We'll do it for one, and then you can actually test it, right? So or if you want to, you can write a code also that say let us do it how you can actually get it done for one, right? So English alphabet, and then if you want dimensions, right? So what we have to do n dimension, right? You can print it. We are actually answering this part A, right? English alphabet and then n dimension, right? English alphabet. So let us see if you have done some typos. Yeah. So it is unidimensional. That was known, right? Um, then it is saying size. How many elements, right? So how you can do print and then you call size on top of this, right? So size will give you how many elements out there, more like length. So 26, right? Size and values. So what will be values? Values will print you all the and how you get it. You simply call. This is very important to practice because there are a lot of new information, right? So you get A till Z, all that you had. So how to get it? N dimensional size and values, and accordingly you can do it for vowels, friends, empty series, and month days as well, right? You have to simply call dot and this particular attribute. You should be now able to connect why you are emphasizing so much, because these attributes are very, very important when you iterate through and play around with your series data set. Now if you have to rename this series empty series, right? So how you access empty series. Let's do it here. So print, hmm, you have created empty series as an empty one, right? So empty, let us do empty series, okay? And then you can look at name. So empty series dot name is not set to anything. That's even better for us. So what it is saying is rename the series. How you can rename? First, let us see that how you can how we could have set it up. So if we wanted to set its name as empty series, we could have called something like this, right? So you get the empty name. Now, if you want to set it, if you want to rename it, again empty series, and then you can rename where you can provide the new value, right? And what the new value is, series empty, okay? And from there on, you can actually, I can print the series, right? So empty series and uh, search dot name, because it was anyway, right? Comma. So you have to actually look at play around, right? It is not because we have not assigned it. So you can do this, right? Or another thing is you can set its name directly, right? Either way you can do. The other one would have been that you say that empty series and name, right? And you can actually provide whatever you wanted, right? All of this will give you same answer. Name the index of the series month days as month number, and that of series. So what was the index of series month days? So month days dot index, month day hat, okay, index, right? And what its index was? Let us actually print its value. What we did with month days? We have all of these, right? So the way we have created month days so far, I think we have not taken care of what the question was. Create subtract multiply, right? Okay, let's look at the previous question. What it was? Month day, and the label should be month from 1 to 12. I think this was okay. What we did here, let's look at the month day, right? Mhm. Why? Okay, okay. So if you are not printing it, then that's why you are not. Okay. Sure, sure, sure. Sure. Yeah. So it is giving all the day, to was okay. So basically, you can what it is suggesting is uh, display that to month number, right? So you can actually rename index similar to what we have done in previous case and send that to month number, right? I'm not sure if you're executing anything. We will come back and see if we know it requires another attention. Now look at actually indexing part, right? So it is saying that display the third and second value of the series friends. So since we have not created friends, right? Let us say actually, we are actually talking about our month day, right? So month day, what is the third value? Third and second value of the series friends in that order, uh, right? So in this particular case, think through it. How you can get it done? So so if you actually look at month day, right, and if you want to print um, element second and third, so 0, 1, 2, 3. So you say that from 2 to 4 you want to print everything, right? And your 2 to 4 in that order will be this. But what it is saying is, rather than doing this, I want to take my list and kind of print it from beginning, right? So how you go from there? You go from uh, 4. Your start becomes 4, and then you go 3, 2, right? You got it. So reverse, whenever you have to do reverse, what you can do, you can use -1 in the last indices, and then you can actually have your start stop, right? So this is actually coming as a always treat it a start, end, and step, right? And what happens is, if some of the components are missing, they are assumed either from zero or from either from begin or from end, and accordingly based on length and start, it works. So if you wanted to kind of print just second and third element, you could have said from 2 to 4, sorry, second and third from 1 to 4, so that it have print actually 2 to 4, so that you print to 2 and 3. But now it wants that actually print them in reverse. How you can do it? You start at 4, go till 2, and print in reverse. So -1 indicates that, right? Display the alphabet E to P from the series A English alphabet, right? So how you can do it? E2, there seems to be A E I O U, right? So A E I O U. I think this should be U, right? So let us look at what our English alphabet is, right? So we have everything, right? Okay, so it is saying that print it from E to U. Assume that. So where your E is here, right? And E to P. Okay, rather than P, it was correct, right? So let us say that it is P. Now, where is your eth element? Fourth one. So it will be basically from starting 0, it will be starting from 4. And from 4 till what you'll go? You'll go till P, right? And what is P? P is the 15th element. So since last one is not included, so you actually use 16, right? So that's how you'll get E to P. You can see that. Are you able to see this? P here. Had you used 15, then it will only be low. Display the first 10 values in the series in alphabet, right? So how you'll get first 10 values? We are doing it a little bit out of order. So English alphabet, right? And if you want to print from, always practice like this, right? First 10 is what? 0 till 10, right? And 0 to 10 in what order? 1. Or if you practice like this, you'll always get it correct, right? And if you're done, then actually you can actually remove it, right? Then you know that it will go till 0, and then in beginning anyway it will take 0, so you can always say it's, that's why actually most of the time you see this syntax, right? And that's why it becomes an magical one, and to avoid that magic you have to practice with write these, right? Now it is saying that display the last 10, right? So how you can display the last 10? English alphabet, right? And it is saying that display the last 10 in the same order. So our we are actually talking about 26th, right? And so what is our 26th? Hmm? What is our 26th? Sorry about the typo, right? So you got from beginning till end, right? And if you have to only do 10 from here, then what you will do? You go from 16 till 26, right? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So always keep in mind, right? Uh, you know how you have to display the empty series. What do you display? I mean, you can simply do print of empty series, right? Okay. We have done some slicing and dicing, other part of it. Let us, we have actually anyway comprehensively covered, kind of our series, where we also looked at our operations, arithmetic operations, and everything. Uh, Let us deep dive a bit with, our data frame, part of the data structure, right? So the very first question is, we have been given actually, a sales table like this, right? And where actually you are having salesperson name, Madhu and everything. And then, from 2014 till 2017, you have all this data set, right? And the very first question is how to create your data set, right? So since this is a tabular one, you can get it done in several ways, right? So you can have actually, as a list of lists where you have salesperson, how you can get it done. For example, you can have something like, say, salesperson, right? And then your salesperson, uh, you know, could be having all these names, right? Say Madhu, etc., etc., right? So that way, and you feel all of So I mean, let us do it actually, right? So Madhu, then we have say Kuso, so on and so forth. To save time, actually, let us say that we have to, right? And in a similar way, you can actually have it for your 2014, right? 2014, where you can then give it as a list of list, right? So you have your 2014 data, that is 10,000 for Kusum, and then it will be say 15,000, whatever, right? And then from this list of list you can actually create it. So there's one use one where we are actually following the dictionary approach, and where actually we'll set up our key as salesperson, and we'll provide all the values. And then our keys at 2014 as a year, 2015 as a year, all the value, 2016 as a year and all the values, and 27 as a year and all the values, right? So we can actually get this converted into our uh, this data, right? And from this once our data is ready, you know what we have to do, right? So simply pd dot data frame, right? And let us say that if it was our actually kind of sales df, right? So pd dot data frame, and then we can simply provide our data, right? And from here on, if you actually do your sales df, you will get all this data, right? So this is your first question, right? Display the row level of sales. So let's actually look at all the questions, right? Maybe I can enlarge it a bit, right? Uh, you can actually pause the video here, read through it, right? And what we are actually asking here, display the row levels, column levels, data types, dimensions, shape, size, and values, last two and first two, right? So you should remember some of the attribute that we discussed, right? So what will be row levels and what will be column levels? Let's start with. So if you are having your cells df here, right, and if you want to print all your indexes, right, you can do it here. So it is coming as a range index, uh, right? So since actually everything is in everything is what we call it in our cells df, everything is set up as a uh, everything is set up as a without as a positional index. So that's why you are having. Now, if you want to print all the columns, what you can do? Simply you can call columns cells dot. This is pretty common, right? So you get cells version 2014, 15, everything, right? Then the next question that it is asking is data type of each column, right? So how you can get data type of each column? For right, for column in, right, cells df, okay, dot columns, right? What you can do? You can print, right? What you can print? You can even do. So now you have got actually an individual column, right? And that you'll be getting through cells df, right? And inside the self df you can actually get your uh, column name, right? So let's print the name here. What we are getting for column in this column, right? Okay, so we can actually access it like this, right? I was making an assumption that is. So you have got all of these, right? You have got salesperson, right? And then you can actually look at its D type, right? So the sales portion 2014, 2015. So all the data are of int type, right? And print column and print these and then say print, right? So salesperson of is a kind of object 2014 in 2015 in 16 in 17. Okay. What was your next question? Your next question was display the dimensions, shape, size, and values, right? So for your cells df, what you can do? You can look at size. So 25 element because 5 into 5. Then it is asking for values, right? So you'll get all the values across Madhu till all of that. The whole table will be printed. Cells, size, values, and then what it was asking, shape and dimensions, right? Okay, let us look at this. Cells df dot number of dimensions, right? So two dimensional, and then what it is asking for? It is asking for uh, dimension, shape, size. Okay, so let us do it in a similar way. You can do so, right? 5 5. Now it is saying that if you have to take print last three or first through, right? What you can do for that? Cells df, and then you can call your 10 with whatever for last we have done 2. uh, in a similar way you can actually call your head. If you want head 2 or head 3, right, you can actually get it printed like this. So the first 3 entries, last 2 entries. Okay, let us review something more interesting now. We have another data structure where for the same guys we are having 2018 data set, right? We have got your new data created. Now with new data, how you'll get your say new data, new df. So if you are actually going to get new df, right? So you can simply call pd dot data frame and provide your new data, right? So you got your new df. Now you can look at your new df. uh, right? You got all of this, right? Now say that if you want to combine sales df with new df, sales df and new df. So what they are common on? They are common on salesperson, right? Column, and you can simply call pd dot merge when you are actually going to merge on this data set, right? So you can merge these, and then you can get your merge df if you so want, right? And you can actually see, have a look at it. Anything wrong here? Yeah, is not properly closed, and then we can have our merge df, right? So I've got 2018 added, right, across this column. Now with this, it is having some follow-up question, right? Using the series, display the name of month. Using the series created by the right command for the following. Display the name of the month 3 through 7 from the series month day. Names of the month. Display the month days in reverse order, right? So I think we have not set up the months. If you want to at least kind of look at here, right? Month day, we are now seeing it, right? What is month day? We kind of only got month, right? So if you want to print in reverse, the trick is dot semicolon semicolon minus one, right? 31, 30, 31 here, you can see this. Now the month 3 through 7. Now 3 through 7, right? How you'll get it? But where will be your 3? Your 3 will be at 12th position, and then 7th will be at the last one is excluded, right? So you'll actually be having till 8. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 30, 31, 30, 31, 31. Always keep in mind, last one is excluded. Okay. We were expecting some more questions. Is it display the column level, display the first two columns. This is done. Okay. So I think we are done with merging, comparing most of the questions that we had. Not sure if you are. Let us see. Okay, so these are the only questions that we had, right, on this topic. So we'll stop here. Hope you got comfortable with the whole idea behind having this live on session is, if you are taking first time course in Python and primarily around Pandas, the series and data frame is very common. There are a lot of actually, ways with which you can actually kind of transform your data as per your use case, and this particular utility or the module of Panda is very very important for that. So it's a good to actually kind of spend some time and look at the uh, you know specifics of it. Hope it helped you. To subscribe and like my channel. In the next video we are going to do a similar hands-on where we'll have actually higher level of uh, data frame related functionality like aggregate and all of that. So thanks guys, thanks for tuning in.